Hey blockheads, this is DJ AK from NK Airplay Radio, and if you love what the My So-Called Whatever podcast crew is doing, check us out too. NK Airplay is an online radio station playing all your favorite hits from the 80s and 90s, especially the ones from those boys in the band, New Kids on the Block. Listen to artists like Boyz II Men, Debbie Gibson, Tiffany, boy bands, girl bands, and many more. We play artists that are associated with or who inspired the New Kids on the Block, plus some of the artists that inspired us while we were growing up. Check us out on social media at NK Airplay Radio. And download the Live 365 app for your iPhone or Android phone and listen today.
Friends forever, that's what we are. Through the thick and the thin, we're friendship stars. We're banger main buddies from the days of old. We laugh, cry, and hug, friendship solid gold. My so-called whatever started a year ago. We share our stories and your stories were told. 80s, 90s memories that give us glee. And on the block party shows, NKOTB. Now our friendship circle has grown by far. Hashtag friends forever, that's what we all are. Boom. And if you don't know, now you know. My so-called whatever for life. Hashtag MSCW. Hashtag friends forever. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that was good. That's good.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
So this is going to be fun.
Hello. Okay.
It's been a long time.
We are actually social distancing.
We are 6 feet apart. But we're
legitimately
at my house.
Right.
We were outside.
Yeah, we were outside and it was hotter than hot.
It was like 100 degrees today.
It's crazy.
It
was
really
crazy
was.
hot.
It said like 101 at one point on our thermostat in the house.
Insane. And it just was too hot to record outside.
Yeah.
And that's never the case because we were like, we're going to record outside. It will be fun. We haven't done this. We haven't seen each other.
We had Wahlburgers for dinner.
We did.
It was fun.
Did.
We
Yeah.
didn't go to Wahlburgers because there isn't one in Bangor, Maine.
Right.
But we cooked Wahlburgers from Shaw's.
We didn't. It was very good. I love their burgers.
I do too. They were delicious.
I don't know what it is. They must season them or something.
But guys, if you see those cheese wraps in the store,
yeah,
and you're trying to cut off the carbs, lay off the carbs a little bit like me, they don't work well for burgers because the cheese just melts. But they were delicious. So
yeah,
there's that. You could just melt it on top of them.
Yeah. I ate too much.
I did not. I feel great.
I had a burger and a half.
I had 2 burgers, but no bun. So
my stomach has been kind of
yicky.
Well, because I told you I've had anxiety all day.
Yes.
And I've been so stressed that my freaking neck, I was turning. It's just now.
Is it like Big Ed on 90 Day
Yes.
Fiancé?
Yes. It's I can't, I turn and my body turns with it. That's what it was doing all day. That's what I was doing all day. And my neck was like this.
That's painful. I've been there. It wasn't because of stress or anxiety or anything. I think it was just I did something to my neck.
Yeah.
But
oh, well, I will tell you what was good about today.
What was good about today?
I enjoyed watching the episode of My So-Called Life that we watched today.
Me too.
I actually really enjoyed this episode.
So guys, this episode, do you remember watching this episode back in the day?
I vaguely remember it and I have different feelings about it now.
Me too.
So many different feelings. I definitely recorded them because I have my notes, as I always do.
And I didn't take any, as I always do.
That's fine. For me, in order to process and for me to remember, I have to write it down.
So let's intro.
Let's do it.
And then let's talk.
Okay. And by the way, this is really like the old days. This is really like the old days.
It's summertime.
Yeah.
We're in my basement.
Right. We're doing a My So-Called Life episode.
And I mean, our equipment is better.
All we're missing is Joey McIntyre.
True.
Joey.
I have Joey McIntyre in a tote in my garage.
Yeah. Joey. Let's do this. Let's get this.
Joey. Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you haven't already been able to tell, we haven't heard anything yet,
Right.
but hopefully we will soon.
Thursday.
Yes.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, we will soon.
Yes.
So let's intro.
Let's do it.
This is Brooke.
And this is Nikki.
And this is my so-called whatever.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome to our 80s and 90s episode.
Yeah.
If you didn't already know, we're talking about
my so-called life.
Yay! Rewatch.
Rewatch episode 7.
Why Jordan can't read.
Right. And here's the funny thing about this.
Yeah.
The title indicates that we're going to learn why Jordan can't read.
Right.
But we don't actually learn why Jordan can't read.
That is correct.
And I'm not like giving anything away here, but we don't actually learn.
Literally the title, and it literally isn't answered.
Right. Right.
I mean, okay, but this episode I remember as a kid, like as a teenager, and I stand by it. This is an emotional roller coaster.
It really is, and I could totally relate on both. Like, I shouldn't say I remember it vaguely because parts of it I remember very well, and I remember like what I was doing as I was watching it, and like getting goosebumps. But then I started watching it from the mom perspective.
Yes,
and I was like, oh no, which we will talk about.
Right. So this episode is an emotional roller coaster, and we should preface, we should say, if you want to watch it before you listen,
right,
go find it. It's no longer on Hulu.
No.
But you can get it on the ABC app.
And it's free. But let me tell you,
those commercials.
Oh my gosh, they were killer.
So the episode is like 48 minutes long.
And there's like 6 commercials between like
all the
4
commercials.
Oh, it was torture.
There's 48 minutes of commercials.
Let me tell you
Yes.
that I'm not used to watching commercials.
Me either. I am a baby.
Me too. I was like,
Me too.
Like,
I was like,
to me.
I was like a brat.
I was too.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, no! Like, take this opportunity to run to the refrigerator, grab a drink,
Right.
get a snack,
Right.
run back when you hear the show come back on, just like the olden days.
Oh, I totally did that.
I mean, come
Bathroom
on.
break. You know.
Yes.
I knew I had time. I had 6 commercials.
Exactly, and they were a solid 30 seconds each.
Yeah. By the way, I'm drinking water.
I'm so proud of Nikki for drinking water. She got a great container.
I did, and I drink it. Like, I actually drink it. If you guys didn't know, and don't come at me. Please don't come at me. But I'm not a water drinker. Like, literally no water. Like, none.
Nobody will come at you.
And I just didn't like it. Like, I didn't like the taste of it. I still don't like the taste of it. I think I have excessive taste buds is what I think. I think I have, like, extraordinary taste buds. Extraordinary. I think I do.
So you can taste,
I can taste, like, the minerals in the water. Because waters taste very different to me.
So waters taste very different to me. Different waters taste different. And there are some waters I just can't do. My favorite water is Poland spring water.
Okay. I really enjoyed that yesterday.
I
had
it.
that yesterday. And I didn't taste the... I can't... It's like a coppery. It's like a coppery...
Yeah.
Don't even tell me you never licked a penny.
Well, I never licked a penny. I have never licked a penny.
Oh, well, I did. I used to put them in my mouth. That's disgusting.
That is disgusting. You know what? Kudos to you for being alive today.
I know, right?
Because that's gross.
I used to put...
that's gross.
I know. I can't believe I just told you guys all this.
Oh,
I used to put money in my mouth. I was very... I don't have corona. Water went down the wrong way. I was very little, but I can remember my mom getting really mad at me. Get that out of your mouth!
Well, yes. Also, what if you swallowed it?
True.
I mean, that was probably the bigger worry when you're young.
I think it's like a pacifier thing because I had a pacifier for a very long time.
Didn't you used to hide it?
I did. I used to give it to the Easter Bunny, to Santa, to the Tooth Fairy, like
for years and years.
For years and years. And I would hide them when I got a little older because I didn't want to give them up. I was quite old for a pacifier, and I wasn't like 5, but I think I was like 3.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. Maybe. I don't know.
Every kid's different.
My,
And you pick your battles.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I think my parents really were just picking their battles.
Yep. You choose
And
your battles.
my parents were very hands off. I'm just putting it out there. Like,
I think a lot of parents, though, in the 80s were. It was different.
It just, like, I don't, like, remember my parents being around that much. Like, because and I've told you this, because they both worked a ton. Like, they worked over 40 hours a week. So, you know what I mean? I think when they got home,
like, you're with your nan and grandpa a lot.
Right. And they were exhausted. And so
Sure.
they just didn't, they were just like, choosing battles. She can have her pacifier. I'm not going to deal with it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can appreciate that.
I've done it.
And I also think it's different just generationally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I think things are very different.
Yeah. So we got on this topic because of the water.
Yes. Well, I'm very proud of you for drinking your water.
Thank you. And I've been trying to drink. So my goal this week is to drink 60 ounces a day. And I've done
That's
it every
great.
day.
That's wonderful. That's a great goal.
And then next week I'll up it to 80.
Great.
And we'll see. And I'll stick to that. If that's harder, maybe I'll go a couple weeks and do 80 ounces. But I'm doing the 60 pretty good.
Yeah. I do about 65.
That's pretty good.
And I haven't been drinking as much Diet Coke. That's not a conscious decision. I usually just have one with dinner now. Like, I used to go at lunchtime and get, like, the big jugs.
That was like me and Fresca. And I brought so much Fresca that, like, I'm stockpiled now. I
Fine.
look like I'm a doomsday prepper.
I was not stockpiled in Diet Coke, but...
Well, they kept running out of Fresca at Walmart and Target.
So, like,
they
when you
never
see it,
had
you just grab it.
When I'd see it, I'd grab 3,
Yeah.
like, online. Because
Yeah.
I never shopped in the store until this week.
Yeah. I won't go to a Walmart. That will drive me to drink.
So I went to Marshall's.
Yep. And how was that?
Not worth it.
No?
No.
They didn't have anything?
Oh, I bought stuff.
Oh. I haven't been. The only places I've been, I haven't been to Walmart, haven't been to Target. I have run into Hannaford twice
Mm-hmm.
for things that I couldn't get on an order just for whatever reason. I've gone to Walgreens twice, and I've gone to Ocean State twice because I've needed to get pool stuff.
Hey.
Those are the only stores I've been in.
I've been in...
Oh, and Lowe's. I had to go to Lowe's to get our
Okay.
deck stain.
I've been inside... I've been in Target once. No. Yes, I went to Target once. Went to Burlington Coat Factory.
Yeah, where you got the amazing cup.
Yes, where I got the amazing cup. And they had some amazing deals. Because I like a good deal. And here's the thing. Shopping was my therapy. Like,
Right.
it really was my therapy. And, like, it's so much different. The girl in front of me at Marshall's was talking to me about the same thing. She was like, all I want to do is shop. It's not the same shopping online. It's just not the same. And I was like, you're right. It's not the same.
I don't get that. Like, I mean, I get it. Everyone's different. But I don't have the same feeling towards shopping.
I got over it real quick, though.
That's good.
Like, I got in and I was just like, okay. Like, we got a few things. And that was that. And then we were driving by TJ's and saw that the line was, like, super short. Jumped in line. And went to TJ's. When we got out, the line was wrapped around the building.
I couldn't believe the line the day they opened.
Oh, my gosh.
That was my dentist appointment day, and I had to run home for something after. And on my way to work, I drove by TJ's. The line was like ridiculous.
Yeah.
That parking lot was full.
Right.
Full.
Right. So was Marshall's. We did stand in line at Marshall's.
I did hear that the line at Marshall's that like first day, those first couple days anyway, was really long.
Yeah, we went the first day, and we stood in line for about 45 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
But we didn't have anything to do that day.
Yeah,
So it was like...
And if it's not 100 degrees outside, it's
no,
like
it
not
was
that
nice
bad.
outside, and it
And
was,
Marshall's, it's all undercover.
Right.
Like-
It was. TJ Maxx, you're in the full sun.
Full blazing sun.
That's why I was like, I'm not standing out there in the
No.
sun. But anyway, I did it. I was super annoyed. And if you're friends with me on Facebook, you probably know that I posted something. Because no one, like, I would say probably 10% of the people were wearing masks inside. And the people who weren't wearing masks were looking at me and Kevin and I, like we were weird, like looking us up and down because we were wearing masks.
Like, that's not fair. Things are opening up here.
Yeah, and we are an orange state right now. Like there was this map that was put out, and I was looking at it, and like we're orange, which is like high risk.
Because of people coming in,
Because
because
of
we're
people-
vacation land.
Yep, because people are coming in and they're not quarantining and they're just
Right.
living it up. So
Live it up.
Not here, please. Go back home.
So let's get into this episode.
episode, yeah.
Because this is a juicy one.
Right.
And I'm just going to say it one more time. Emotional roller coaster. Period.
It really was. I have to say the first quote got me. The very first thing she says. Oh, first, let me say this.
Yes.
This aired on Thursday, October 6, 1994. And I wrote, the episode title indicates we will learn why Jordan can't read, but we never find out.
So doesn't that make you feel like this? I mean, and we'd have to go back and look, but like this show must have premiered. I feel like every fall shows, like the season premieres and series premieres, are later and later and later
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
So if this was the 7th episode
Right.
and it aired on October 6th,
Right.
like did this show start in the fall? I believe it did.
Yeah.
So that means that this would have started like 7 weeks prior,
Right.
which was like August.
Right. Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
Because now, and I only know this because I have certain shows I very much look forward to. They start like the last week of September.
Right. Right.
So
It's like, no.
it's no wonder. Like I was raised on shows starting end of August, beginning of September, like when school starts.
Right. Right.
So anyway, I thought that was interesting.
That is very interesting. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Now, were we freshmen in 1994?
we were.
That is amazing because Bryn is going to be a freshman this year.
So she would be watching this show
Oh my
at the
gosh.
age that we were.
So crazy. I got to have her watch it.
Absolutely.
One sec. Okay, so
The first quote.
the first quote, love is when you look into someone else's eyes and you go all the way to their soul and you both know instantly.
That's not what love is.
No, it isn't.
You are a teenager. So when I was a teenager, I'm sure I 100% felt that.
I will say, like, there is some truth to it. Now that I'm like letting it lie, like letting it soaking it in, there is a little bit of truth to that because I remember looking at Kevin on the ride home from our first date, and I was like, I'm going to marry this guy.
And that's fine.
Which is kind of weird if you think about it.
And that's all well and good.
I never had said that about anybody.
But I have. I had.
Oh, you had?
Well, yeah. I mean, there was a lot of people that I thought I was going to marry.
I never thought I was
But you met Kevin Young.
Right, and I never thought I was going to marry the other one there. Like, I never thought I was.
You didn't?
Never.
Really?
No.
So, like, you always knew he was a douchebag.
Right, and no, I just always knew that we would never get married. And I can very, very remember very well my sister saying, and I think I've said this before, are you going to marry him? Do you want to marry him? And I said, no. And she's like, then why are you wasting your time?
Right.
And I should have listened to her.
100%.
I just think, honestly, it was just like, just to have a boyfriend. Honestly, I think about that all the time. And I think it was just to have a boyfriend.
You were a teenager, so,
Right.
like, that's cool.
It was like companionship.
Yeah, I mean, and if you recognized it as that at that age,
I did.
I mean, I think that's pretty good, you know?
I never, ever thought I would.
And maybe you didn't fully understand it.
No, I
Like
don't
you
think I
can
did.
now.
I don't
but-
think I did, but I just always knew I was never going to marry him. And like even guys that like I'd meet, like crushes that I had, I always knew I wasn't going to marry them. Joey McIntyre, maybe a little bit.
So I
But-
mean, like people that I had like a relationship with.
Really? And you thought you were going to marry them?
Fuck yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's my life's experience, you know?
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's why I look at that quote and I'm like, no. No. Like,
Right.
I think that that's probably one way you can look at it. And sure, maybe sometimes, but it's so much more than that.
Right.
Like, there's more to it than that. I wish it were that simple.
Right.
Angela Chase.
She then goes on to say she always knew she would fall in love with a blind soldier, which is foreshadowing. Like, she's always wants to go and save somebody. Like,
Right.
she's foreshadowing because
Right.
Jordan needs saving.
Right.
So,
Poor Jordan.
And poor Angela.
But
for
also
having-
not.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's the thing.
I have got a whole new grip on Jordan Catalano that I never had.
Me too.
That I never had
Me
before.
too. Like, Angela, why are you wasting your time?
I was pissed at this episode. Like, I was like, how could I have ever, like, but when you're that young, you're like, he's dreamy.
Because he was
He's
cute. He was a
talking
cute boy.
to her, like, giving her attention.
And we'll get to it, but then, you know.
Yeah.
And that always stuck with me my entire life. That scene, my entire life.
Which scene?
The end.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
towards the end.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the foreshadowing and
Right.
totally, it makes sense.
Now, at the same time, the parents are having this. This is why this was such a good show for parents and kids to watch at the same time.
Because there was something for both.
Right. And I really wish my mom and I would had that relationship. Like, I remember us watching 1 or 2 episodes, maybe. Like, I like to think that there were more, but I doubt it. But it was nice when I would go in her room and, like, watch it, you know? But then sometimes it was, like, weird.
I never wanted to watch this with my mom. Nope.
But Patty and Graham in the bathroom, and she goes from, like, feeling fat to then all of a sudden she's pregnant. Been there, done that. How many times? And I never got it. Like I wasn't understanding. Like, I didn't really get it. Like, I got it.
There was no way to.
No.
You know?
But, like, I totally can relate to, because I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, this has happened multiple times. This has happened so recently that Brooke was like, you need to go get a test.
You need to take a test, right?
And I didn't want, which we'll get to. Because
Right.
she did the same thing.
Right.
She did the same thing that I did.
I have never experienced that. Never. Which is
I
fine.
shouldn't say I've experienced it many times. I've experienced it a handful of times, and it's been very real.
That's many in my book.
And here's the thing is I'm so, like, paranoid because I didn't know I was pregnant with both Brent and Brody. Like, I just didn't know. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know. And so, like, I think it's always
That's
in my
true.
brain, like, could I be pregnant?
Because you didn't know the other two. So
No. Like, it was like,
it was late when you found out about Bryn.
oh, yes.
I mean, it wasn't like the TV show.
No.
I didn't know I was pregnant. It wasn't
No,
that late.
But it was late.
But it was late.
It was late
I
in the
mean-
game. It was definitely, like, past the window that it was okay. Like, I was fine. Like, you know, like, to tell people. That I was pregnant.
Yeah, you were like, it was like 11 or 12 weeks or
Yeah,
something.
it was like something like that.
It was
Maybe
a
like
long
10.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh, wow, we found out. Wow. Like, yikes. Yeah.
Whoa.
So they're going on a museum field trip. And this is a museum in LA, I think. Like, in RL.
In real life?
Yes. And they keep saying, stay with group. But, like, Angela, all of them, none of them stay with the group.
Of course
They're
they
just
don't.
like, but could you imagine being that teacher? I would have an anxiety attack.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I need to keep them together because their parents are counting on me to, like, keep them here.
Oh, yeah.
And here's Rayanne flirting with the security guard.
That's gross. That was gross. That security guard, that's disgusting. He should be fired.
right.
That's
right.
disgusting.
Right.
He was pretty cute, though.
Yeah, he was.
And I remember thinking that back then, too. Like,
Yeah.
he's pretty cute.
Yeah.
He didn't talk.
So Angela has this letter. First of all, why are you
Why?
carrying it around?
Why are you carrying it around?
And why?
That's dumb.
Yeah, that's a good way to lose the letter right there.
It's a good way
Right.
for that letter to get into someone else's hands.
Right. And she's like, don't show this to anyone. Famous last words. Don't tell anyone. And like this whole scene's taking place. And I thought that first Brian was like a creeper watching Sharon and her boyfriend make out, but he was actually watching Angela. And Angela was watching Jordan.
Right.
So we know now that Brian like really is into Angela. Like
he's been into Angela since the beginning of time.
He's madly in love with her.
Yep.
And she could care less.
Correct.
She could care less.
Who's Brian? Oh, that geek across the street?
Oh, I also realized that Sharon and Brian are both Devons, and they spell it the same way, like in RL, in real life.
Oh, that's right. And they spell it the same way?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Devon.
That's like a different way. Well, maybe it's not. I don't know. I knew one Devon in my life, and it wasn't spelled that way.
I know one Devon, and it was our friend's child.
Oh, I forgot about that, Devon.
Yeah. And Brian's like noticing that Angela is looking at Jordan. He's like, Chase. She said stay with the group.
He's grasping at anything he can to get her away.
Anything he can.
From Jordan Catalano.
Anything he can. Paper shuffling.
2 stars.
So Ricky and Sharon. Oh, Ricky spots Sharon and her boyfriend making out. As does a group of small children.
So weird.
Which is like, why are you making out?
Exactly. Can't you do that like later?
Like, you're going to be probably some parents not going to be home. Wait and do it in the privacy.
Like mom's at work.
Right. Or maybe not because she's afraid like things will escalate.
Maybe. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's like public.
Yeah.
Things can't escalate.
That's right.
Interesting.
That's right. Hey, I think we found. And then Rand's drinking.
Rand, you have
from
a
a
problem.
flask. You have a problem.
We'll learn more about that problem later.
We will later on. Foreshadowing.
From a flask.
And then I wrote, she steals something. Because at first I thought, oh my gosh, she steals something. And then I realized, oh no, that's the letter. She left it on the case.
You are not a good friend.
You are not a good friend. You are not a good person.
I know you try to be a good friend. Like, I do think that she, in her heart, wants to be a good friend.
But she can't be.
But
she's too selfish.
She's
got too many problems.
Too many obstacles and shit she needs to work through.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
To be a good friend. She needs to be a friend to herself before she can be a friend to others.
That is the truth. That is the truth.
My leg.
Did you notice that Jordan has long hair again?
I did.
I'm like, what happened to that nice haircut we saw? Oh, what happened?
She gone.
So is this how his hair is the rest of the show?
I think it is how his hair is the rest of the show. So I don't know if this show did it or what, but I know that some shows record out of order.
Mm-hmm. And it probably did.
So it might have just been the way that it was, taped, which is not, for continuity, it kind of sucks.
Right.
I guess. But whatever. He looks good.
Yeah.
Short hair, long hair, no hair.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Permed hair, mullet hair.
So then like Jordan and Angela have a conversation. He's like, so grown up, I could use a cup of coffee.
Oh, you drink coffee?
I laughed at that. I was like, I was like, that's so grown up, Jordan. That's so grown up. And he's like, I'm in a band now. Frozen embryos.
Frozen embryos.
With Tito.
Oh my gosh.
And then and he's humming a song and she's like,
what's that song?
Is that Crowded House? And it did sound like Crowded House.
That
it
just
did
makes
when
me
he's
laugh.
humming, when he's like walking down. It sounds like, hey now, hey now.
So I was so embarrassed for her. Like, I felt like secondhand embarrassment while she's talking to him. Actually, I felt that a lot in this episode for her.
I did. I felt it too.
And I didn't feel it when I was younger. Like, I didn't feel that when I was a teenager, but now I'm like, ugh.
It's
cringe.
cringy. It's cringy.
It's very cringy.
She did a really good job.
Yeah, she did.
Like, you don't realize, like, because you think, like, oh, they're just acting themselves. But, like, she was, like, acting, and she did a really good job.
Right.
Then Rayanne tells Angela she lost the letter, and Angela is devastated.
Well, yes. Why
Because
did you
then
have
she
it out
thinks-
flashing it around? I don't know.
Then she thinks, well, the only reason why Jordan talked to her was because he read the letter. Which I think
Correct.
that kind of made her also like, yay, he read the letter. Like,
Right.
But at the same time, she's like, oh, he read the letter. So.
Like thanks, he read the letter.
Right.
But like, thanks?
Right.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But
with
then I
that.
wrote thoughts. Jordan won't be able to read the letter, so he was genuinely being nice to Angela.
Correct.
Because as we know, Jordan can't read.
We don't find out why.
No, never. We never find out why. So then there's ads. That's what I wrote.
Ads again.
And Angela and Jordan, he passes her the note back. And she makes up this story that was so cringy.
That it made me want
about
to
her. This is about my
crawl under the
boyfriend.
table.
I'm just like, stop. She's like, this is about my old. This letter was for my boyfriend, my old boyfriend. He's dead.
And I used your name because if anybody found it, I didn't want them to know his real name because he's dead.
Oh, cringe.
Because he's dead.
Cringe.
So cringy.
And then he's like, it's okay, it didn't keep my attention. I'm like, Jordan, that's nice. That
But like he didn't know he genuinely didn't know what it said.
right.
So like he is trying to, like, in this moment I do feel bad for Jordan.
yeah.
Because like he can't read.
Right.
Like,
And
that
he
sucks.
doesn't want anybody to know
Right.
because
And
he's embarrassed about it.
I feel bad. I don't feel bad for him for long, but I do feel bad for him in this moment.
Right. And then they're like, words are exchanged, and then she realizes, she's like, you can't read.
And P.S. That was really smart of her to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have. I would have been
No.
like, I would have been so upset and mortified.
Like, you blind rage. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I would.
I would have been
Because-
so
yeah,
upset.
yeah.
Like, he read it and he's like playing it off like it wasn't even anything.
Right.
And he's being a DB.
Right.
So,
Kudos to Angela.
kudos. Very smart girl.
So then he coyly mentions that frozen embryos are going to be playing at the loft tonight or whatever. And it's like, just invite her to come hear you play. Like, just be a nice guy and be like, hey, you want to come hear you play? It's going to be at the loft and whatever. But instead, she has to invite herself, which I'm like,
But do you think that he was inviting her?
I think he was in his own way. I think he was inviting her in his own way.
Without, like, was he trying to play it cool?
He was so trying to play it cool, but it's like, Jordan, stop
'Cause,
playing
like-
games.
Well,
But that's what high school boys do.
right.
Why do high school boys play these stupid games?
I don't know.
Why do they play them? Because they do.
But they do.
They play these stupid games,
It
And
from the
you
beginning
don't-
of time.
and like, I can remember multiple boys playing these stupid games with me. And then, like, I feel like sometimes they were using me as, like, they were, like, saving a spot. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I do know
using
what
me-
you mean.
Like, using me until something better came along.
I know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
And playing the friend
And
card
that's
until
shitty.
something better came along.
And that's shitty.
So that happened to me a lot. Everything has changed, she says, because Jordan, but she doesn't. So she goes to Rayanne and she tells her everything's changed, but she doesn't tell Rayanne, which I'm really proud of her,
Yep.
that Jordan can't read, and she never tells them.
Nope.
Which I'm proud of her for that, because when you're that young, it's hard to tell your best friend not to tell your best friend something like
Right.
that.
Right.
Like, I feel I would have told you.
Yeah, I would have told you.
You know what I mean? Just
Absolutely.
because I would have told you.
Absolutely. But it just means like
But she also knows she can't trust Rayanne.
obviously.
You know what I mean? It's different.
That's kind of how they got in this pickle.
Right, exactly. So then we flash to Patty and Camille, and they're talking about Patty being 8 days late. And I said, OMG, I've been there. And then they start talking about, so she's like automatically thinking she's pregnant, but then Camille talks about menopause, and then your mind goes, and then I was feeling for her. I'm like, oh my God. And then like she feels old, and it's like worse than feeling that you're pregnant.
Right. It's like, it's that feeling like I can't be pregnant because I'm old.
Right.
So here I am, this old, shriveled woman.
Right. And now it gets depressing. Like it just was like all of a sudden, like it's depressing. And Tina Turner, by the way, does look amazing. She still looks amazing.
She really does.
They talk about Tina Turner. Like when they turn 50, they want to look like Tina Turner. So like, how old are they here? Late 30s?
I think they're around our age.
That is impossible. Because
it's weird.
They look way older.
But they don't. Look way older. Look at them. They look amazing.
They look older than us right now. They can't be the same age as us.
But like, okay, so that's because we look at them from a teenager's perspective, and they look like
right.
They look like my mom. Like they look like any mom of any friend or anyone.
You're right. No, you're right.
But if you look at them from like today's perspective,
right,
they look amazing.
That's true. Yeah,
they look great.
Yeah,
and they look like young and whatever. Also, I mean, they were dressed like 90s moms.
Which was very, made everybody look older.
That will age anyone.
Right.
That will age anyone.
Need to drink some water. So then it flashes to Ricky, Angela, and Rayanne, and they're on the bleachers. Oh, it turns into he asked her to watch frozen embryos, which he did kind of do it, but he didn't like come out and
he didn't ask her.
Right. And so now it's a good thing that Rayanne lost the look.
That was a little cringy because like he didn't ask her, like
right. But she said he did.
But right,
and
so that was kind of like
really.
Like poor Angela, she was seeing a lot of what she wanted to see.
Exactly, she was looking at the world through rose-colored glasses.
Yep.
And everything had meaning, which we'll learn soon enough. And yeah. And we also know that poor Ricky, knows Jordan's schedule.
All I could hear in my head every time Ricky would be like, "Oh, fifth period, he's going from here to here, and he never misses shop." I'm thinking like, he loved him first.
Yes, he did. It also reminded me of us.
Yes. Because we just knew this. We knew
their schedules.
We knew where they were going to be.
We knew right where they were going to be and where we could.
And I think that's really typical. Like I think a lot of like teenagers, like where your crush is.
First period, walking out of the class.
Like
hey, look at my new shirt.
You know when you're going to see them in the hallway, and you're just going to like,
oh hey, I didn't see you there. I think I actually said that once.
I didn't know you came this way.
Oh God!
I didn't know you went to D4B after period 6.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
A7 City Hall? Were you made that beautiful?
Stop. Oh, we talked about that today.
We did. It was just a memory of a guy, and it wasn't. We didn't have a crush on him.
No, but he I think we talked about it before.
We totally
spent years,
all 4 years of his schooling, in study halls,
making a chainmail, right? That's what it's called, right?
I have no idea what it's called.
Suit of armor out of paper clips.
Yep.
And his the last day of his senior year, he wore it to school, and everybody was like, "Dude, you're awesome." Everybody was like, "Props to you, man."
Absolutely, because he saw it through.
Yep.
And you you could hear him coming.
You really could.
I remember hearing him coming
swoosh,
down the hall
swoosh,
and
swoosh.
coming into study hall.
So then Patty and Graham are talking about the times that they had sex to see if it adds up. And I think when I watched this, I was I thought that people just had sex every day.
You did?
I think so.
I did not. But I also I think I honestly don't think I really thought anything about it. That would make sense that you would do that.
Then Graham says, "How many of these have you eaten?"
What was she eating? Was it chocolate?
Yeah, but screw you, dude.
I know. Like, who cares? She can eat the whole fucking bag.
Right, exactly. Don't say that.
You want 10 bags?
Right.
Line them up. Eat them up.
And like she keeps talking about pregnancy, and Graham's like not having it. He's like, "Come on, you're not pregnant." Like guys usually do.
Do they usually do that?
Well, I shouldn't say Kevin's not like that. He's not gruff like that, but he's always like, "Nikki."
But maybe he was trying to be like the other voice.
That's what Kevin always is. He's always
And
trying
that was
to
just
do
his way of doing
Right.
it. Also, I mean, we'll get there.
But then they're like talking about it, and like then there's Brian. He just lets himself in.
Fucking Brian.
Seriously, dude.
Ugh.
Brian plays the saxophone and the flute. Good for him, though. Good for him. Good
Yeah,
for him.
I mean, if he has found his thing.
Okay, so Danielle appears to have a crush on Brian, and it's cute, but it's also a little cringy.
It is cringe. I always thought it was really cringy. But I also thought I always kind of thought Danielle was annoying.
So I did, but as a mom, I'm looking at her and I'm like,
So as a
just
mom,
wants
it's different. Yes,
attention.
as a mom, it is different. But as I always thought she was kind of annoying, just like I thought Brian was annoying.
right. And they talk about Angela trying out for band. She's going to some band practice. Maybe she's trying out for the flute. Do-do-do-do.
The skin flute. That made me laugh so hard. Oh shit!
That's something somebody would say in high school.
Yeah. Skin flute.
No. Oh god.
Yep. Okay.
Oh god. No offense to anybody that played the flute, because it takes a really talented person. to
Hey,
play
I played the flute
You did you?
for 1 year.
But
in fifth
every
grade.
time I hear, "Oh, I play the flute," I always think of, "Oh, you play the skin flute." Every time. So now, if any of Sadie's friends come over and they're like, "I play the flute,"
I'm gonna think skin flute. Oh my
Oh,
god.
crap. I'm crying. Okay. And Rand's drinking again,
Ran.
and they're waiting for Tito again.
I mean, okay, you keep calling him Tito.
It's not Tito.
It's Tino.
Oh, it's Tino.
But every time you call him Tito, I laugh to myself inside, and there's a story behind
It's
it.
the mall.
Yes, and I'm not going to get into it.
No.
But
no.
it's just that.
I'm
that
sorry,
name
I
just
keep
makes me
calling
laugh.
him Tito.
It just makes me
I
laugh.
even wrote Tito.
Yeah, I know you did all through it.
Oh.
So yes, they're waiting for Tino. They're always waiting for Tino.
Yeah, and Jordan and all his dreaminess.
Dreaminess.
He plays the guitar and he sings.
So that song. Can I confession?
Okay. Confession time.
Sometimes I get the song in my head today.
Really?
Like I've always this song has always stuck with me since I was
Even
15.
though you know what it's about now?
Mm-hmm. But then I'm reminded of how I know what it's about. And then I'm like, oh,
Right.
damn it.
Friggin' jackass.
That kid's a jackass.
Oh, God. And then Ricky's like, "Angela, it's about you."
It's about you. And
runs
he
his fingers
caresses
through
her hair.
Um,
It's about you.
And Rayanne and Ricky decide they're going to leave. And they just leave Angela there.
Which I think is really shitty.
Yeah, I thought so too. Like, why do you have to leave?
Why are you leaving your friend there with these guys?
Right, all guys. One of them being Jared Leto's brother, Shannon Leto.
Oh, yes, I saw
I
that.
believe it's Shannon Leto. No, it's not. It's Shane, not Shannon. Shane Leto.
Oh,
No.
yeah, it's Shane.
Yes, Shane.
And he plays the character Shane.
Does he?
Yeah, isn't that what you said in the note? Yeah. Guest stars as the character Shane,
Oh.
one of his band buddies.
Okay. Maybe I wrote Shane though, like twice.
Accidentally?
Yeah, I think
Oh.
so. I don't know what Jared Leto's brother's name is, but we'll tell you some other episode.
Maybe we'll sort that out one day.
Yeah. And this is the part. This is the part that got me. This is the part. So all of a sudden, Jordan's like, "Hey, you need a ride?" And Angela's gonna ride in his car.
I know. Let's go for a ride.
And then they're talking, and he says, "You know those guys up in the mountains that make snow as their job? I'd really like to do that." Angela says, "You mean like part-time?"
I always thought that was weird.
Which is smart. No, but it's funny because she's like, that's like something somebody, like a mom would say.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
That's not something you or I as a teenager would have said. Like, you mean like part-time? Because we would have been like, I don't care about his aspirations. Like,
Well, maybe she was thinking, like, you mean like part-time, like you want to do it now while you're in school?
no, I think she was like
Like a career
a
choice?
career choice.
And, like, you don't have to read if you do that?
Right.
That's what I was thinking. Like, when he was talking about it, I was thinking, like, he's thinking of careers that he can do where he doesn't have to read.
I don't necessarily think that. I just think that maybe he was probably high one day and decided he wanted to.
Maybe in that moment.
Yeah, he wanted to. Because now we know that every time he had to, like, I always thought he just had an eye problem, but obviously not.
Oh, man.
And then they kiss.
How lovely.
And it was a nice kiss.
It was a nice kiss.
And I was like, aw. And then he doesn't wait for her to go inside. He just freaking takes off.
What the fuck?
Like, seriously, dude, what's wrong with you?
For real. I mean, clearly, I shouldn't say that. But I don't know. Nobody
should
taught
you-
him.
Why shouldn't you say that?
I was going to say, I don't think he clearly doesn't have a good male role model.
Well, right. But he doesn't, no one's ever told him you need to wait for a girl to go inside.
Right. You need to, like, mind your manners.
But I will say that previous relationships, guys did not wait for me to get inside.
Same.
Even like dates.
Same.
Like when I went on a date, like they didn't wait for me to go inside. One person besides Kevin. One person. Kevin, when we went like on a group date,
Mm-hmm.
like walked me inside, even though I had had some drinks, and he'd never met my parents. He may have met my parents already, but he like made sure I got inside and the door
Yeah.
was closed.
Well, that's good. If you would have had some drinks, especially.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure I got in. Like he got out of the car and walked me into the house.
That's the appropriate thing to do.
So that again just shows that why we are meant to be together. Good egg.
Truth. Good egg.
Um,
One of them jumbo eggs.
and then she spins around and dances, and I'm happy for her, but I'm like, dude, he didn't wait for you. He's nothing.
I
Like,
know. Like, that's the thing. Like, you are looking at this through rose-colored lenses.
Mhm.
But, of course, she does. I would, too.
Same.
And honestly, when I was 15 watching this, I felt the same way for her. I didn't see all those other
I
little
didn't either.
things.
I didn't either. I didn't see any of that.
No.
I was like, yay, Angela, I'm so happy for you. I wish I was you.
Right.
Then we had some ads.
Ugh.
And then the family is getting ready for something, and I don't think we ever realize what they're getting ready for.
I think they're just getting ready for the day.
You think so?
I
They're
thought
all
so.
dressed up.
I think they're just up for work
Oh, okay.
and school,
Okay.
maybe.
And Patty seems to be delaying taking the test, and I can relate. And the thing is, I think she's delaying it because, like, part of her wants to be pregnant. And I've experienced that too. Like, if I take this test
Yeah.
and it's negative, I'm going to be upset. If I take this test and it's positive, I'm going to be upset. Like, not that I'll be upset, but I'll be like, my life's going to
So can we just, like, keep this unknown, like,
Right,
limbo for
right.
just a little bit longer?
I mean, I did it for how long? Like a month last time?
Mm-hmm.
Probably I'm going through menopause. Friggin' great.
I had my period for the first time in 2 years.
That's crazy.
That's what happens when you don't eat carbs for 3 days.
Yeah. No,
That's all it is.
I've been eating healthy, and since I've been eating healthy and since I've been fasting, it's like clockwork.
It's weird. It's like all I need to do is not eat, like, gluten or carbs.
Yep.
Starches, stuff like that. Like, I
Yep.
just have to keep my carbs down and I will function as normal.
Yep. No, I get it.
It's weird. I mean, it's not. It's just my body.
Yeah, it's mine too. Mine does the same thing.
It sucks.
Mine does the same thing. And Angela all of a sudden wants black coffee with 3 or 4 sugars like Jordan. You're so grown up.
Did you notice what she did with it?
No.
She dumped it out.
Did she? I didn't notice it.
Yes. So when she was getting ready to leave, she went over to the sink and just went like threw it in the sink, like dumped it in the sink.
Because it was gross.
Yeah, she didn't really like it.
Right.
She was only doing it because of Jordan.
Yep. And she was like, I can go on dates, right? And that made me feel normal.
What do you
Because, like, I think at that age, like, I had a lot of friends that had boyfriends already. They had boyfriends all through, like, middle school. And, like, Corey, like, a lot of my friends that I hung out with in middle school.
I'm trying to think of any friends I had that had boyfriends. I really didn't have any that had boyfriends.
Erica had a boyfriend.
Erica?
Yeah.
For, like... She had a boyfriend that they never broke up. They still never broke up.
I know. I had a boyfriend for a hot minute. Like, it wasn't real, though. Like, it was like... It wasn't,
that was in 8th grade. I remember that.
It wasn't that it wasn't real. It was like...
It was middle school.
It was, like, unsaid that we were boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, we never declared it.
He never said, like, you want to go out with me?
No.
I never
said that to him. But somebody talked to him about us, and he... I guess said that we were. I don't know. I don't remember.
I do remember that. That was a blip in time.
That was
he was such a nice guy, though.
Oh, he was.
I always thought he was so nice.
And it was a nice week. It was a nice week.
I always thought he was the nicest guy.
He really was, and I really liked him. I think like he just. It was.
Did
one
he
of
go to
those
high
things.
school with us, or did he move? Did he go away?
He went to high school with us. Yeah,
but not the whole time.
I think he moved to North Carolina because he met his wife.
In North Carolina?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think he met her online.
Oh. Well, he did move there because of her.
Yeah, he did.
As a teenager?
Yeah, I think so.
In high school?
Possibly.
Really?
I think he graduated with us.
I don't think he did.
We'll have to check.
We're going to have to go check our yearbooks.
So, but we still keep in touch.
Like on Facebook?
Yeah.
Is he on Facebook?
Like he was coming up here for something and I couldn't go because of that.
Right.
Or my dad was in the hospital. Something happened.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not friends with him on Facebook.
You should be.
I'm gonna friend him.
You should. But anyway.
Yeah.
So I had a boyfriend for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. I always forget about that. I don't even know if it really was having a boyfriend for a hot minute. Like, I don't know if he actually like made the commitment and said like, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. But I feel like we did.
Yeah.
And then it was like nothing. Because it was one of those things he was like saving a spot for somebody who like was better. And I think somebody better came along.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think no. He was not out dating around. He wasn't that type of kid.
No, I think that somebody else showed interest in him that like right around the time that we were hanging out, and he was like, I'm out
like trout.
Yep. But Sharon and her boyfriend are kissing again, and
You guys stop.
they're talking. They start talking about Rayanne having sex with one of the guards at the museum.
So I loved Sharon
Yes,
so much.
because she could have said some nasty things,
Yep.
but she didn't.
She could have been an asshole.
Yeah, she could have.
She could have gone right along with it and been like, what a slut.
Yeah, she could have.
But you know what? She didn't. What she said was 100% true.
Yeah.
If it was a guy
Right.
that went and found some female security guard and went and made out with her in the corner, they all would have been like,
Good job, dude.
yeah, good going.
That was a nice one.
Yeah, she had a nice rap.
High five.
But you know what? Because she was a female,
Right.
they're like, what a slut.
Right.
And that's not fair.
No, it isn't.
And I like that Sharon called them out on it.
Right. I did too.
Oh.
And then Ricky tells Angela where Jordan's going to be so she can run into him.
He
And
loved
this
him
is-
first.
Yes, he did. That country song is playing in my head.
That's all that has been playing in my head when I see that.
Angela practicing saying hi is like very cringy.
Oh God,
Very cringy.
that was so
And, like,
embarrassing.
Why is she doing it in front of everybody?
I don't know. Like, I never would have done that. I may have like played it out in my head,
Oh, all the time. Me too. Me too. Me too.
but like not. I wouldn't have stood in the hallway at school and been like,
No.
"Hi, oh hi,
Oh,
hey."
Hey. Hi.
And then like when he did come around, she just like jumped like,
Yes.
"Hey!" No, that's embarrassing.
Yes. And like he's weird to her.
Yes, because she is seeing something that's not really there,
Right.
and because he let her there,
He did. He kissed her.
but she's seeing something that's not really there, so she's like making these, like she's asking him out on a date,
Right. Making these connections.
and she's asking him to meet her parents.
Right.
Did you notice? So after that like exchange,
Yeah.
when she was like, my parents were like from the Stone Ages, and they want to meet you first. He's like, what? But when he left with his friend there, and his friend was like, what did she want? And he was like, just shut up. Like
Yeah.
he wouldn't like say
Right.
anything.
Right.
So I was like,
Which kind of led you to think maybe he did want to?
maybe a little bit.
Because we find out later.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But then so they're waiting. So it flash forwards to they're waiting for Jordan to come over.
Right.
And she's like all dolled up.
It's embarrassing. Like he
Like-
saw you at school. You didn't look like that.
Like all dolled up. Well, she looks great.
She does. But like she came home and she like curled her hair and like put on lipstick and like really like did herself up. But like all I could think was like he saw you at school earlier. Like he's gonna know like you came home and you primped.
Right.
Which I guess that's fine, whatever. Like she could do whatever she wants to do.
Mhm.
And would he even notice?
Right.
We'll never know.
Right, exactly.
Because
Because he never shows up.
they waited all night.
Right.
And her parents,
And Brian comes over.
fucking Brian.
Why do you look like that?
Like why would he say
I
that?
don't know.
Because Brian's awkward.
Right.
And he probably thought she looked really pretty.
And he called Jordan an idiot, and that made Angela really mad.
It did.
Because Angela's still standing up for him.
She was going to defend him.
Right.
And she will.
Yep. Yep. And so he's late, but then it like flashes to him at practice, right? And I think that's his brother that asks him,
Oh, yeah.
like, you gonna come with us or whatever? And
It's a party.
yeah. And he's like, there's this thing I said I would do. So you think,
He's going to go.
right, you think he's gonna go, and
And he doesn't.
nope, he doesn't.
He doesn't show up.
No.
And when she says she's going to go up to bed,
Yeah.
and then she was like, you know what, we kept it loose. We left it really loose. And her mom was like, I know. Oh, no, I totally get it. Yeah, I know. Like, they didn't make her feel bad.
No, they did such a good job.
Yeah. They didn't make her feel bad about it. They didn't say, like, this
That
guy's a
jerk.
jerk.
No, they were just like, okay, because they knew she was hurting.
She really was.
Yeah.
And she was embarrassed, I'm sure. And,
Yeah.
like, I really felt bad for her. Like, fucking Brian.
I know.
Fucking Jordan.
I know.
Fucking everybody.
I know. And like I felt for her as I think it brought tears to my eyes when she just like curled up on her floor because I had done that. I have
Yes.
done that. Like I had done that.
I felt so bad for her.
Yeah.
I did. Because it sucks. It sucks when you're that age and
Right.
everything. Ugh! It just sucks. But
It
that
does.
show does such a
They
good
do
job
such a good
of
job.
like getting you there, like
Right.
taking you there.
And then I like her thing that's like the intro. It says, "This life has been a test. If it was an actual life, you would have received instructions on where to go and what to do." It was sad.
It was sad.
And so the flashes to Rayanne and Sharon talking in the bathroom, and Rayanne asks Shannon if she's gone all the way yet, and Shannon says that she won't do that until she's absolutely ready. But Rayanne's like, she's like,
I felt bad for Anne.
I know. She's like, I've been with, how do you know? And
She's like, I've been with every type of guy.
yeah,
And then, like, I really felt for her, like, because I feel like I don't know, but, like, the look on her face, like, the way she played it,
Yeah.
seemed like she was very, like, she's just lost.
Right.
Like, I've been with every type of guy, and I haven't found that.
Right.
So, like, well, what do I do?
Right.
And also, I really liked that they had that conversation.
I do too.
It's just showing, like, bridging the gap
Right.
between, like, old friend, new friend.
Yeah. And speaking about bridging the gap, like it bridges the gap when it flashes to Angela and she's like, Rand, I wish I could just be more like you.
Yes. Absolutely. Because I'm thinking, like, but you really don't.
Yeah.
If you knew. Like, if you really knew.
And then Ricky, like Jordan comes over and they all leave. And Jordan's like, what's up? And Ricky's like, well, she really wanted you to meet her parents. And he was like, I just wasn't in the mood. She just makes things complicated.
Which
Kind of she was.
I get that.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of like playing it cool and
Right.
slow and like a friggin' dude.
Right.
And she's trying to kind of rush it along because
Yeah.
she really likes him.
Right.
And she's excited for like a relationship.
Right.
I get that.
Right.
And then this scene is when in the beginning when I said flashes in my mind.
Gosh, yes.
This scene when Ricky was like, well, I mean, it was because of that song. Like, it was
Right.
mostly because of that song you wrote. She really liked it
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, what it was about or whatever. And he was like, yeah, my car.
Ugh.
Like, I hear that in my mind sometimes, along with the song.
Yeah.
It's just something that's always stuck with me because I love the song.
Yeah.
I cried when I first watched this episode when I was a kid. I remember crying when he sang that song.
You're so funny.
I always remember crying because I was so happy for her. I wanted that so bad.
No, I know what you mean.
And I cried watching this episode. And
feel
then
like I cried when he didn't show up.
I may have, but I don't. I think it was the song that really did me in.
Yeah.
And then when it was about his car,
Yeah.
like, what, dude? And then, but like, part of me is like, of course it was about your car.
Right. Of course it was.
Like, of course it was.
Right.
But,
Sad face.
right, that's when a coincidence really fucking sucks.
Yeah.
That your hair happens to be red.
Right. Exactly. So then Patty, I thought was finally going to take the test, but she's like, I got it. I got my period. And she's happy. But here's the thing. Also, Patty, sometimes you get your period when you're pregnant.
You didn't read that.
Just
episode.
saying.
That subscription.
Right. Just
of
saying.
Glamour.
Right. Probably should take a test still. And she's really happy, but Graham is upset.
Graham was really upset.
He was like excited about it.
He wanted a son.
Yeah. But sorry, Graham. I'm not sure if you would have had a son. It's
You
a
may have had
50-50
another girl.
shot. So,
I mean, we all know people that have like
yeah.
tried
Yeah.
and tried again.
Right.
And hell, let's give it another whirl.
Right.
And they get like 3 girls or 3 boys.
Right. Right. I was really lucky. I got a boy and a girl.
You were very lucky.
I remember the second one. For the second one, I was like, I'd be really excited if it was a boy, and I'd be really excited if it was a girl.
Well, yes.
No, but like legitimately, because like when
Yeah.
I had Bryn, I wanted a girl so bad.
Same. When I had Sadie,
I wanted a girl so bad.
I wanted a girl. Like, period. I just wanted a girl. I wanted my girl.
Yeah.
I knew
I
needed a girl.
I always had said, I'm saving this for my daughter. I'm saving this for my daughter. Like, you know. And,
Yep.
And then when they told me they weren't sure, I was like, but then I convinced myself, I'm like, you know what? Either way. And don't come at me, guys. Like, I'm just being honest. I mean, all of us have been there. A lot of us, not all of us, but many of us
have been there. And you, like, you know, like in your heart.
I was like, true. And the thing is, here's the thing. I was truly grateful that was even pregnant. Like, don't get me wrong, because I didn't think I could get pregnant.
Well, that was
But,
my whole thing. Like,
yeah.
I knew it was a friggin' miracle that I
Right.
was pregnant. And whatever it was, whatever I had
It was going to be
was
great.
going to be amazing.
Right.
But I really wanted a girl.
Yeah.
Like, in my heart, I really wanted a girl. And Pete, like, in all truth and honesty, did not care if he had a girl
Nope.
or a boy.
Kevin didn't either. He was like, either way,
He was
I'm
so happy that he was
Yep.
having a baby.
Yeah, so was Kevin.
And I was too, but I did really want a girl. And we had her, and then I didn't have another. I feel like because it wasn't safe for me to have another right away.
Right.
And then by the time that it was safe, I was kind of like, I'm good. I can't say that if I had had a boy, I wouldn't have tried it for a second.
For a second girl?
I may have tried for a girl. I may have gone through the whole, like, all whatever. But you never know what would have happened.
Yeah.
But I love my girl.
I love my boy and my girl.
Yep.
And it's very awesome to experience both of them. But Brody is like a man now.
Brody, okay, his hair. Can we just talk about his hair for a second?
Sure.
So Brody bleached his hair.
He did. He guys, he's been wanting to do this for so long. And finally I said yes, but I didn't want to do it. I wanted him to do it. I wanted to get it done professionally.
Right.
Because I didn't want it splotchy. I
Right.
wanted it to look right.
Well, it looks amazing.
It looks really good.
I love it. It's so cute on him. And he looks like a grown-up, though.
He does.
Like a little bit.
He does. His haircut. I love the haircut. Lori did an amazing job because he doesn't have to do anything to it and it looks good. Like
That's awesome.
He doesn't do anything to it and it
That's
looks good.
awesome. That's the way it should be.
So I'm going to have her cut it all the time like that because
For like a kid his age.
yep, he doesn't have to do
Yep.
anything to it. He's like a lot of his friends are like into like doing their hair and stuff like that. He's just not into it. He's just not into it. He's not, he's like
Yeah.
I'm not really like I like girls, but I'm not really like into them right now.
Right. I'm not like girl crazy.
Right, I'm not girl crazy. So
I'm just living my life, playing my
he
video
tells me that all
games,
the time. He
and
says I like girls, but I'm not really into them right now.
that's great. You shouldn't
It's
be.
fine.
You're a kid. I can hear him right now saying that. That's cute, though.
Yeah,
He's a good kid.
but he's
a good egg.
So over quarantine, he's grown probably 4 inches.
Oh
I feel like I know that's not true, but he's grown at least 2 inches. And his feet have gone when he stopped school, he was in a 10.5. Okay.
Oh
10.5 size
gosh.
shoe.
That's.
Now he's in a 13.
Are you serious?
I didn't tell you this.
No.
I had to buy him new Crocs
That's a big crock.
because we were going for a walk.
Yeah.
And he was walking on the end of his Croc. And I'm like, Brody, push your foot in. He goes, I can't. My toe's to the end.
Oh.
And I was like, what? Why didn't you tell me? And he's like, because I haven't had to wear shoes. Which is true.
This is so true. I didn't wear shoes for weeks at a time, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, me either.
I just went around barefoot.
Me too. Like Bigfoot.
Like Bigfoot, walking around. All hairy.
Urine
Didn't shave my
stuff,
legs.
stuff.
Didn't shave. Didn't.
Oh my
nothing.
gosh, let's talk real quick because we're almost on the episode. But I found the holy grail of shaving stuff.
Okay, what was it? What is it?
I got it's like hemp, sandalwood and something,
Yeah.
shave gel.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my word. I got the closest shave I've ever gotten. I shaved and I didn't get any razor burn.
Really?
It was amazing.
So, I got these Target brand razors
Mm-hmm.
that I love.
Okay.
And I don't get razor burn.
Cool.
I don't generally get razor burn anyway, I guess. But, like, they don't nick me. I do get nicks really easily in the backs of my legs.
Yeah, me too. You don't get like here.
I don't shave there.
Oh, I do.
I do not. I do not shave anything above the knee
Oh,
because I don't really need to.
okay.
I probably cut on the backs of my legs, but nobody sees them, so fuck it.
Right.
But like right on like by my ankle, I get nicks. But these don't nick. And I just got like Target brand like shave gel, and I like that too.
Yeah, mine's just in the bikini area. I get like bumps, and I get like
I don't really
ingrown hairs.
I don't really like. I kind of like, this is gonna sound weird, and we can take this out or keep it in or whatever. But like my hair has like stopped growing.
What?
Like I don't have hair that like there's a lot of my body where I don't grow hair. Like even on my legs.
I'm jealous of that.
Like I don't grow hair on massive parts of my legs. So I don't shave very often. Like, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
See this leg?
Yeah.
I haven't shaved that leg in at least 2 weeks.
Okay, that's insane.
So
that's insane.
I don't even have to really shave.
That's not even fair.
Like, so it wasn't always that way.
I shaved yesterday, and I already have like 5 o'clock shadow.
Like you can't see the hair. I can feel it, but it's not long. It's not too bad. Now, I will say that when it gets very long, and if I go outside, like in Caprice, I can feel the wind.
That's weird.
So, like, I know it's too long.
I've never been able to feel the wind on my legs.
Oh, I did after this quarantine. So, like, when I shaved 2 weeks ago, I could feel the wind on my legs.
That's funny.
But you can't see the hair. It's just there.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's light and it's patchy and whatever. So anyway,
okay.
There's that tangent.
So back on this, Patty and Angela are in her room, and she brings her some cookie dough ice cream, and I
thought that was nice.
Yes, and Angela's like, "Don't try to make me happy." She's like, "But you can leave the ice cream." And so I love it that Patty tells Angela that she thought she might be pregnant. Angela just laughs.
I never understood why she laughed.
Like, because she can't imagine her mom having another baby.
I guess I get that.
Like, you think your mom's done.
She thinks her mom's old.
Yeah. It would be like me having a baby right now with Bryn and Brody.
And Bryn being like...
Bryn would laugh. She'd be like, there's no way.
There's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Angela's dad is playing catch with the sister there, Danielle, right?
Yes.
And Danielle's like, I'm all set with you, Brian Krakow.
Over it.
And then Angela's dad is playing catch with Brian Krakow.
Because it's like the closest he can get to his son.
Right. And like her mom's feeding her ice cream. I just thought it was sweet.
It was sweet. And
then she says that thing to Brian. So she's like, because Brian's like something, and she was like,
oh, you mean when the dad then gives Angela the thing, and he's like, here, you throw it.
Yeah.
You play or whatever. I thought that was weird. Like, why?
Right.
Like, she didn't ask to. You're just like giving it to her. But I guess it makes for good TV.
Right.
Because then they have this exchange.
Right. Because Brian was like, so like to Jordan, whatever. And she's like, I'm not talking about Jordan.
We are never talking about Jordan Catalano ever again.
No. And he's like, why? And she's like, when this happens to you or whatever, I'm going to look at you and say, see, I told you so.
See.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
I always remember that too. How she said it was kind of like bitchy.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the episode.
But little does she know.
Yeah.
That Brian already feels that.
That's true.
She's been breaking his heart.
Right.
Every step of the way.
For days.
I'm also going to mention one other thing.
Yeah, let's hear it.
While they have this exchange,
yes.
Angela and Brian at the end, did you notice that her family is standing on the porch, like watching them lovingly?
Yes.
Like embracing each other?
Yes.
I'm like, that's weird.
That is truly weird.
Go inside. You're not needed.
No, you're not. You just handed the ball off.
Right.
Time for you to go.
Go home.
Right. And where is she walking to? Where is she going afterwards? Angela?
I have no idea.
See. I'm leaving. See. I'm walking the opposite way of my house. Where am I going? I do want to say that she had on a shirt that I had from the Gap that was green, and it had like 3 buttons here. It was like a Henley.
Yeah.
And I had that shirt, and she was wearing like a flannel over it. But I saw underneath, I was like, oh my God, I wore that in one of my pictures.
I have that shirt.
Yep. So that was the episode, guys. We decided to do we're not even halfway through yet.
No,
So
we're not.
We can't end the podcast until we finish all of the episodes.
Correct.
So you guys know that we're sticking around.
Yep, we'll be here.
And 3 years is coming up.
That's crazy.
It would be awesome to have Joey on for our 3-year anniversary.
It would.
That is like my dream. That is what I hope.
Stuff has to happen.
Yeah.
Soon.
I also have a whole Google Doc of like my thought process of like how this is going to go. Like, it's definitely not going to go as planned. Let's just be honest. But
Right.
just in case we get stuck in places, like I've got points of interest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I got some questions too. So
Yes, I saw the questions that
and they
we
were
got in our
very
email.
good.
Yep, we've got some good ones.
Yeah.
So I have a thought for a upcoming episode.
Oh, let me hear it.
And I don't know, maybe like we can get feedback if people want to hear this.
Okay.
Or if they want to contribute.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking we should do for an 80s and 90s episode like a top 10 80s summer songs.
Okay.
So let me explain what I mean.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily have to be like from the summer of 1988 or anything like that. But like I noticed today when I was driving, like I was listening to just for some reason I'm having a hard time with my Apple Music. Like it's not like it's things that I don't have a subscription, but I do.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to like my songs from iTunes that I've like paid for and downloaded.
Yeah.
So I was listening through some songs, and like songs will come on and it will remind me of my childhood in the 80s.
Like Good Girls, Bad Guys
not
by
that
DMX.
because that was not from the 80s.
What does that remind you of?
That reminds me of you,
Yes.
and it reminds me of like drinking.
Yep.
Partying.
Why do good girls
What
like bad guys?
So I pulled into my neighborhood playing this with Sadie.
Oh.
Yeah. No, but I was.
That's okay. Bryn's favorite channel on Sirius XM
Yeah.
is the 90s, 2000s R&B like Fly channel.
Oh, yeah.
That's her favorite channel.
So my Sirius is also, I pay for a subscription.
Did I say Sirius?
No, you said Sirius.
Okay.
I pay for a subscription, but I don't have my vehicle linked correctly when I switch vehicles.
Oh.
So like I need to figure that out. But like
Yeah.
I don't know how to figure that out.
Oh,
I'm like,
it's easy. You just put
but I can't figure out whenever I go to log into my Sirius account, it's the other Sirius account that is linked to my car. But I have another Sirius account.
oh.
Yeah. And I don't know how to get into it because every time I try to reset a password, it brings me to this Sirius account. So like I have to call them.
Yeah. Ugh.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Exactly.
Ugh.
It's exhaustive.
Yeah.
Exhausting. So anyway, yeah, so I like Pet Shop Boys came on.
Ooh.
And like that song always reminds me of the summer.
You know,
Or like
Girls
Bat Dance.
on Film.
Does that remind you of the
Yeah.
summer? It's perfect. Like that's what I mean. Like Bat Dance reminds me of the summer.
Jack and Diane reminds me of the summer. Reminds me
Exactly.
of walking in. I must have been 3,
Yeah.
maybe 4,
Yep.
probably 4, because I don't know when that song came out. And I was walking in a campground into an arcade, like this like big, huge arcade,
Yep.
like in the middle of the woods, and that song was blaring. Little ditty about Jack and Diane. The only thing that we have a problem with is we can't play the music because we are on Spotify now.
Well, right, we can talk about it.
I say let's do it.
Yeah, I think we should. We can sing
We
it.
can sing it. We can sing like a very small smidge of it.
So
Sounds
just a
good to
thought.
me. Sounds good to me. I like it. And then we can make a playlist on Spotify.
Fun. I like it.
We'll do it.
Okay.
We'll do it.
So
Probably we'll do another My So-Called Life episode because we always do them in 2s.
yeah.
So we'll probably do another one of those, not next week, but the week after.
Yeah.
We got some block party stories to read next week.
What?
Woo!
That'll be fun.
Taking it
We
back.
haven't had like a
regular episode in a long time since March,
No.
since before Donnie Wahlberg.
right,
Yeah.
right, because everything changed.
Yeah, everything changed.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And did it?
Yeah. So We're back. We're back to almost norm. We're not in our old recording spot because that doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
So we'll probably be here or my house.
Yeah.
Or whatever, back and forth.
Whenever. Just like Shakira.
Whenever. All right.
Okay.
Thanks,
guys.
I'll be loving you forever.
Bye.
Bye.